First of all, I must express my thanks to Baroda Management Association for inviting me here, because I know that I am going to be in touch through this interaction. I am going to be in touch with the managers who are all around Baroda and many places. So thank you very much, Deepak Bhai, for inviting me. When he invited me, I was wondering, what can I talk to managers? Because managers are people who manage everything. They manage from small little things that they produce to huge offices where there are thousands and thousands of people. What can I advise them? But then I thought, and I came to this conclusions, yes, managers know how to manage outside world. There is a world inside you which they may or may not be in a position to manage. Therefore, management is a skill which actually starts with one's own body. First of all, it has to start with my own body. And therefore, I would talk about, first of all, you have to be an engineer of what is known as inner engineering. That is, you have to manage yourself, whatever is inside you. Then the question is, what is inside me? I can't see it. I can't feel it. And if I can't see it and if I can't feel it, then how am I going to manage? That's a question. Now, we all know that we have emotions. We all know that we have an intellect. We all know that we have got a physical body. And that physical body, of course, we manage with the help of a physician. We go to him, we go to a medical doctor, and he says, okay, you are suffering from this disease, that disease, and he manages you. So he advises you and you manage. But when it comes to emotions, then generally you go to a psychologist. You are in a problem, say you have a problem of divorce, you don't like your wife, or you don't like your colleague somewhere. Then where do you go? You go to a psychologist, you go to a therapist who advises you. And what does he do? He analyzes your problem and then advises you, you should behave this way or talk this way and that. And if you have a problem which has to be dealt with intellectually, then you go to a professor like me, you come to me and I say, okay, read the book, read that book. But this is all external world that we are talking about. There is an inner world. Therefore, in yoga, we have a concept that there are 5 sheets of your consciousness. These are known as 5, some people call it as bodies, but I would like to call it as 5 sheets which cover the human consciousness. And this is Annamay Kosh, Pranamay Kosh, Manomay Kosh, and then you have got Vijnanmay Kosh, and after that is Anandamay Kosh. Now, how to enter that? We have to learn the technology of doing that. And there are certain techniques which yoga teaches. And these are the techniques that I emphasize in my classes. That once you have to go inside like an engineer, you have first of all to have some tools. And these tools can help you in solving certain problems that you have. Similarly, you should have some tools that should improve your inner engineering. And for this, first thing that we have to understand is that I am not just this body. I am more than that. what you generally see is only 3 layers. And that is, you see that you are breathing, you see that your body needs food, and you also see your intellect, which is always full of ideas. But beyond that, there is something that you don't see. And that is known as Vigyanmay Kosh, Vishesh Gyan. That special knowledge which one should have in order to go inside. And that special knowledge, of course, is a very big topic which I can't discuss here. But we must remember that I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am beyond this. When you were born, when you were born, you took this shape, this body, which you inherited from your mother. She gave it to you, father gave it to you. After that, once you have this body, what are you going to do with this body? You can do many things. You can do thousands of things with your intellect, which people have done. They have, the life that we now live has done miraculous things which were simply not possible. For example, I am sitting before you right now and talking to thousands and thousands of people whom I can't see. And this is all possible through technology. Now the question is it possible to do the same kind of thing through inner techniques, through inner technology? Is it possible to develop that? Yes, yoga has done that. The word yoga itself means to connect, to unite. Then the question is, to unite what to what? To unite you with yourself. There is a self inside you, and that self you feel. Because once you are doing something wrong, at that time what happens is there is somebody in you. You say, no, don't do this. This is wrong. No, this. But then you suppress that voice and go on doing what you want to do, because that is what your intellect says. So there is another concept, another way of looking at this problem, and that is that we have got man, buddhi, ahankar, chit. There are these 4 or 5, there are these 4 concepts. For actually, it took me lots and lots of time to understand how are they connected. Sometimes when you are angry, you see, your mind tells, no, I should not be angry, and still you are angry. You are angry with your employee. You are angry because things are not working the way you want them to work. And you don't understand why are you angry. Then something inside you tells you that you are angry because somebody before coming to the office had hurt your ego, your ahankar, your ego. So there are all these, that these things go on working. They are like balloons. Sometimes your ego is very powerful. The balloon is up, full of energy, full of, voice. And then sometimes what happens is, it is the buddhi, that is intellect. We say, no, I should not do this, I should not do that. And then sometimes what happens is, man, it is your man, intellect, then buddhi, discretion, power of discretion, power, wisdom that comes with, no, this is not right. But then there is something which we don't understand, generally don't hear him, and that is chit, consciousness. In English, the translation is conscious. It's not a perfect translation, but that is how it can be. Now, the question is that these are balloons which will blow up at one time. One balloon goes up and you react or respond in one way. Then the other balloon comes and you respond in another way. Now, this is the inner mechanism or the inner structure of what we call antahakaran. The Sanskrit word for that is antahakaran. So there is this Vahya Karan, the outer body. Most of the time we are just, busy with our outer body. We don't know what is there inside the inner body. Now, once you try to understand that, many things, many problems will just be removed. Now, I would like to tell you how I came to yoga, because you are all managers and you are generally suffering from stress, pressure to fight, pressure to go up. And then this creates stress. This creates certain tensions in your body. You can't sleep at night. Why? Because your machine, your factory is not working properly. How to solve this kind of problem? This can be done only once you know that you are not only this physical body. You are not only your emotional body. You are not only your intellectual body. You are beyond that. You are consciousness. Because when we are born, we were consciousness. When we are gone, we are lost. We don't know where we'll go. Once you are dead, you are gone. Now, how to understand this? The art of doing that is through prana. Prana is the inner vehicle, the inner mechanism through which you can travel and understand what is happening where. So the question is how to solve, how to do that. Well, that's a very wide topic and I don't want to get into that. But I will tell you how I started my life. I was a professor and then I also became, president of an international council with 39 countries. So I had to travel a lot, something like I went to about 25 countries, giving lectures here, there, everywhere, wherever they invited. And one day what happened, my backbone just gave up. At that time, I was an important person, held a very important position. So I went to the Baroda Medical College and the head of the department looked at me and she said, well, you see, it will take you about something like maybe 15 days. I'll set you all right. But then you have to sleep on wooden bed for say about 2 months. And then maybe slowly throughout your life, you have to do that. I said, my God, this is too much. So I decided to find some alternative. And the alternative that I found was that I went to YogaNiketan, which is an institute in Baroda. Many of you know it was established by Morarji Desai and others. So I went there, met the director there. He was a medical professional. So I talked to him. He says, okay, I can set it all right in about 3 months. I said, really, can you do that? He said, yes, but you have to follow the discipline of yoga. I said, okay. So this is how I started. And when I started it, within 3 months, my backbone was perfectly all right. Absolutely no problem. Because he told me what to do there and I learned all that. And after that, there was a yoga teacher's training course going on. I said, can I join that? He says, no, you can't because I was 56. He says, yes, I was 56. He says, we don't allow anyone beyond 50 to become a yoga teacher. Okay. Anyway, I requested. Finally, I ended up doing a 9-month course, yoga teacher's course. That yoga teacher's course set my life completely in a new direction. And I never had, after that, I don't think that I had much problem. Okay. So with this training. And then of course I went to many other trainings, did this and that, so many other things, as Deepak Bhai had told you about it. The question is, once it was settled right, how to go ahead? I decided when I was 75, at that age, I decided I have done everything that was to be done. I have my children, I have my grandchildren, everything is set, life is set. So I will devote my life only to yoga. And after that, I started teaching yoga, started classes. Now, most recently, this is an incident which I would like to mention, that I have been running a yoga, seniors yoga class for last almost 1 year and 10 months, not one day stop. And then Corona came and I got infected with that. Problem was, either I stopped teaching the class or for going to hospital, I went to my doctor and doctor said, okay, take these tablets and maybe you can wait for 3-4 days. I decided nothing doing. I have been practicing pranayam for last almost 20 years. Let me put myself to a test. I took it as an opportunity to test myself. Can pranayam do it? So I started practicing certain pranayams longer and longer and longer. Even at 2 o'clock at night, I'll sit down and practice. But then after that, what happened was that on the 4th day, my chest completely got blocked. And I said, no, my God, I'll have to go to the doctor and I'll have to consult him and get something done. Anyway, before that, my wife had prepared some kind of kada in which she had put some Ayurvedic medicines, and I took that, and in about 5 minutes I became fully energetic and absolutely fine. The class has not stopped for a single day from 27th January 2020. Something like 20-30 people join it every day. What I am trying to say is, the solution to Corona lies in practicing pranayam. I don't have time to tell you what pranayams are to be practiced. Of course, you can see Baba Ramdev there. He has been advising everyone to do, but I practiced it and I tried it on my life. And then not only that, in my class, there are 3 persons who got this and they also practice the same thing. They became all right. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to first of all manage yourself, and managing yourself is a full-fledged technology, is a full-fledged business. You have to manage your inner self, and that inner self is which will guide you perfectly and perfectly. So thank you very much for asking me how to manage yourself. I wish you all good luck. Thank you.